Hello everyone, thanks for pressing play. You are watching a brand new episode of ExcaliburCCGTV, where every week we come together and talk about the great comics that are hitting the shelf for that week. This week, November 12th, 2014. I am Chris, my co-host Randy and Buzz are with me again for another fun week of talking about awesome comics. This is a longer episode, so if you are on the go, you can click on the link down in the description and download our MP3, put it on your phone, whatever device you use, listen to us on the go and be informed of what's hitting the shelf this week.
Ham radio.
Ham radio. That would be awesome. If you could figure out how to use an MP3 on a ham radio.
What am I saying?
That would be awesome.
That's not ham radio.
That's Morse code.
That's Morse code.
Thanks for watching. Before we dive into the storylines, we do have an announcement, and that is our mega sale. November 20th to the 23rd, that is a Thursday through Sunday. All day long during our regular business hours, we are having a mega sale where things are 10 to 75% off here in the store. So you can get anything in the store is going to have a discount of some kind. The major discounts.
Not everything, because gift cards will not have a discount.
Oh, okay, like gift certificates. No, those
that can't happen. That's just straight up money.
But everything else, statues, books, gaming stuff,
right?
The comics, the back issues, supplies, everything
Shirts,
else,
everything.
You'll see a ton, especially on the back issues. Tons, a huge discount will be available for those as each day progresses. So mark your calendar, get your money together. And also, don't forget, I mean, 'tis the season, gift certificates are available, so you can get that for your loved one, and they can have a blast with that during our mega sale or even after.
And the thing to remember here is get your list together. Make sure that you have, maybe give it to somebody so that they, if you can't make it, they can make it, or, divvy it up for people that they can maybe come and find presents for you. Something like that is all possible. And this is the weekend leading into the Thanksgiving holiday.
Right.
And so this is a great way to go out and do your comic book shopping if you're fearful of traffic and all the craziness that comes with the Black Friday. Yeah. We'll still be open on Black Friday, so you're more than welcome to come in then. But that's one of the things that this mega sale is going on before that. So your Black Friday shopping for comics starts early.
Exactly. So have fun with that. November 20th to 23rd, mark your calendars. Moving on, we have several storyline topics to talk about because we have several storylines still continuing this week. I'm going to go ahead and start off with the Godhead storyline, Green Lantern Corps number 36 from DC Comics. We're taking a look at, let's see here, it's Godhead Act 2 Part 2. So there we go. For those that were keeping track of that, that's where we are. But in this particular issue, we are taking a look that with Hal Jordan is missing. We have John Stewart coming together to rally the Indigo Tribe, the Red Lanterns, and even the Sinestro Corps to work together to help save the Star Sapphires and not be wiped out by the New Gods. But it's an entirely different thing to take care of the Lantern Corps and try to give orders to Sinestro.
That's right.
So that's what we'll take a look at with Green Lantern Corps number 36.
Death of Wolverine is still continuing here. We have 2 issues coming out this week. First one is the Logan Legacy number 4. That is focusing on Lady Deathstrike this issue. And in this one, she wants something that Logan has left behind, possibly adamantium. I don't know what it is exactly, but she's going to cut through anybody who's going to stand in her way trying to prevent her from getting it. Also, we have Nightcrawler number 8, in which Nightcrawler is trying to still honor Wolverine, his fallen comrade, his fallen friend. But he's trying to do this in a bit of a different way. He's trying to honor his friend by being a better X-Men and a better teacher. So that's his goal. There's somebody in the book by the name of Bloody Bess who might have something to say about that.
Moving on, we're going to save the Avengers Axis stuff at the end, but we do have Spider-Verse still continuing with Spider-Verse number 1 hitting this week.
And that's a 2-part one.
It is only 2 issues. There's a lot going on. It's going to be a larger issue. So get ready for, we have Dan Slott and Humberto Ramos kicking it off. Scotty Young and Jake Parker are doing a Mangaverse Spidey story in this issue. Robbie Thompson and Dennis Medry doing a steampunk Spider-Woman. And then Katie Cook introduces a Spider character for the ages with this first issue of Spider-Verse #1. So that's been building up for a long time now. Now we're finally here. I just came across, right before we came, I came across a Cooking with C.B. Cebulski, the editor at Marvel.
Yeah.
He was doing a dinner with Dan Slott and a couple of the other people involved with this. I'm going to post a link on the page so people can watch because they're talking about the Spider-Verse story with this. They're sitting down eating and talking, so it's kind of what that is.
Fascinating.
Buzz, what's up for the Avengers and X-Men?
All right, we're on Act 2. It continues as Steve Rogers enlists Spider-Man and Nova for an impossible fight. Also, the new Sorceress, yes, Sorceress Supreme comes. Who is that? We'll see, but she's coming for revenge on Doctor Doom, which leads me to believe it's the Scarlet Witch. But we've also got Iron Man versus Daredevil. And
yeah, that's right.
X-Men claims a new home.
Cool.
Yeah. I'm having to think that they're going to do some sort of reset button after this, because this storyline seems like it's gone way out of hand with the characters' personalities.
Right.
So that whenever they go into their stories afterwards, is this how they're going to act? Do I want to have Sam Wilson that's like yelling at Fury, like slapping people around?
Right, yeah.
He's never been that person before.
Right. Right.
So I don't know about all that. I hope they fix some of this.
Well, Remender did the same thing with regular Captain America and Uncanny Avengers.
Yeah, he did, and I thought the whole thing with that Uncanny Avengers, that it was going in such a strange direction that had no ramifications in any of the other titles.
None.
That it was, just going to be its own pocket thing, or go, okay, yeah, reset. Deus Ex Machina kind of thing.
Exactly.
We also have, let's keep going with Axis here. We have the Hobgoblin #2, where Hobgoblin is wanting to be a hero and he wants to make you the best that you can be. There's another person who's out there with that same name, Hobgoblin, and he may not be thinking the same way.
Okay.
So I think you're going to see some people going head to head there. And finally, with the Axis, we have Nova #23, where it is Nova versus the emo Hulk, because he is sad. So, how in the world could Sam possibly stand a chance against the Hulk? I don't know, but he seems to think that he has a way. So we'll figure that one out.
In space.
He's a kid. Nothing can stop him.
That's right. Well, yeah, he has that. I'm not going to listen to what you're telling me attitude.
Hey, and you guys, tell us what you're thinking of Avengers and X-Men Axis, because it's pretty hit or miss for us. It's kind of uneven, but we're definitely going to let you know about it and what's going on with that particular storyline. If you're digging it, I want to know, and if you're not digging it, tell us in the comments below, because we want to talk about that with you. But
we won't tell you what we think.
We're not going to go too deep into what we think, because if you're enjoying it, we don't want to take away from that. But we do want to know what you think of the Axis storyline so far.
I can tell you what I think. It's ... because someone in here might not be reading it. So I have no opinion.
So that's it for our storylines for this week.
Yes.
Before we dive into the new #1s, we do have...
Do we want to do that, or do we just want to dive into the #1s and maybe pick that up at the end?
We can.
Just because some of the #1s do tie in directly to
Thank you,
Axis.
sir. Let's dive into the new #1s, because we have several that are hitting this week, and as Randy said, several that are stemming out of the Axis event. Randy, go ahead and start us off, sir.
Yeah, we'll do a one ba bum here.
Awesome.
It wasn't that.
Speaking, I love the motorcycle thing.
Speaking of Sam Wilson, we have all new Captain America #1 coming out here, and Sam's first test as Captain America is to take on the growing forces of Hydra and the united forces of Cap's Rogues Gallery.
Nice.
So I don't know how he's possibly going to take them all on unless they've super accelerated their age all to what their age should be.
Does Captain America have a sidekick in this storyline, Randy?
Does he have a sidekick?
He has. His name is Nomad.
Oh, is Nomad
Yes,
coming over into this one? Okay.
I
did not see that.
He's the new Bucky. Well, he's not really Bucky. He's still Nomad. But
Is it the girl?
no, it's a man.
It's a guy from what I've seen.
It's a dude.
I missed that one.
Yeah, I was,
Falling down on his job.
curious about that. So
Okay.
Oh,
well,
yeah.
So we have Nomad. Well, see, I thought you were telling me that Nomad was going to be in the Bucky Barnes book.
no.
That's what you had said when I read Bucky Barnes. You sent me a message asking about that. I'm like, yeah, that's going to be Daisy Johnson because she's the only other character in Bucky.
Oh, to assist him.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so you got everything crossed up there. It's all his fault.
It's all my fault.
As Alanis says, talk about Superior Iron Man.
No idea what they're talking about. Superior Iron Man number 1. How much would you pay for perfection, beauty, immortality? Tony Stark knows, and he's going to give it to you, whether you want it or not, Randy.
Right. So for free?
So
yes!
Oh yeah!
There's a back end.
Oh no!
The Extremist takes a big part in this initial storyline, as well as Daredevil, and Tony's about to give Daredevil a little something, whether he wants it or not, too. Yes, sir.
It's going to be big, guys.
But yeah, this is a big turning point for Daredevil. Definitely pick up this book and check that out. But yeah, Iron Man's releasing the Extremists on the entire city.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Finally, with the Axis tie-ins here, number 1, we have Captain America and the Mighty Avengers, number 1. With this, Sam Wilson has a new mission statement for the Mighty Avengers. What is that? You're going to have to read it to figure that one out. We also see that Spider-Man really wants to join this team. But Luke and Jessica might have something to say about this because Spider-Man was the person who tried turning their child over to the Child Protective Services there. So they're not too happy about seeing him. And then we have Luke Cage possibly meeting up with the head of Cortex. Is this what it seems to be or something else? I can't imagine that, but who knows? And I'm going to go on the record real quickly here and say that Marvel released their, I think in the January previews for this, are we seeing the end of Luke and Jessica's relationship? Good God Almighty, people! Don't do this, Marvel. Someone send this link to Marvel or something so they can hear me. You have taken in a black couple with Storm and T'Challa and destroyed their relationship, and now you're going to take another black man's relationship and possibly destroy it. Let's try and stop making those stereotypes happen here.
There's children involved, Marvel.
There's children involved,
Come on.
that just is kind of crazy that they're going to. I mean, they don't do that to Reed and Sue, or if they do that to Spider-Man and Mary Jane, they make the devil make them forget.
They did make the Hulk emo, though.
So talk to us about another.
One I'm looking forward to from Boom Studios is called Deep State. This is from Justin Jordan and Ariella Christiana. And this is about conspiracy theories. There is a covert area of the government that knows about the conspiracy theories that you think about and think that are true, and their job is to make sure that you think just that, whether they're true or not. And this focuses on John Harrow's job, who is to handle things whenever things go wrong, whenever too many people know about a conspiracy theory that it may actually be true. His job is to keep it secret. So this is by Justin Jordan. You've seen him on Luther Strode. He's doing Green Lantern. He's doing Spread. He's doing all kinds of stuff at Avatar and other places. This is another book from Justin Jordan at Boom Studios Deep State number 1.
So their job is to make people think that it's just a conspiracy theory.
To keep it just a theory.
Okay.
Not for them to actually know that their theory is true.
Yeah.
And it's really happening.
Okay. We've got the kitchen number 1 coming out from Vertigo Comics here.
Did I confuse everybody with that?
That confused me.
That's what they aim to do.
That's the conspiracy.
Apparently so. With this book, we have it's Hell's Kitchen, ruled by Irish gangs who are doing this strong-arming in the name of the Italian Mafia during the late 1970s. Yeah. And it focuses, you think, on Jimmy Brennan and his crew, that they are supposed to be some of the toughest, if not the toughest, of the gangs within Hell's Kitchen. But they get sent to prison, so maybe they're not so tough. However, their wives, Kath, Raven, and Angie, are going to take over their racketeering ring, keep it running, and they're going to get a little taste of what their husbands have been involved in here, and it is probably a little more addictive than they thought it would be.
Exactly.
So, really good one. This is going to be another one that is Becky Cloonan writing, not drawing.
Right.
She does the covers. Yay!
That's cool.
I believe it's, is this one Ming Doyle?
It is Ming Doyle.
Ming Doyle of Mara that will be drawing.
Yes, very cool. Buzz?
Got another big #1 coming out. Bigger Bang #1. But anyway, Big Bang created all life. The Bigger Bang created one person, and his name is Cosmos. Is he a god? Is he a hero? Is he a destroyer? I don't know. But he's all alone. He's the only one of his kind. So he's going to seek out to see if he can find someone like him. So
he's a Russian. He's a Russian dog that speaks with
Cosmos.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
speaks.
No, this is IDW. No.
Oh, okay.
Not Image, not Manhattan Project.
No. That's Marvel. Guardians of the Galaxy.
Oh, I'm way off then. Sorry.
He was in the movie. Come on.
I was Lakesa, right? That's what I was thinking of.
Yeah.
There we go.
Yeah.
Last one I got to cover, we have Drifter #1 from Image Comics.
Yes.
Ivan Brandon, Nick Klein, they are teaming up again to do Drifter #1. This takes a look at the world in its rush to survive. Humanity has spread out across the universe, colonizing and strip mining different planets. And this story follows Abram Pollux, who survives a crash landing on a planet called Oro. And it's a lawless place, backwater place, where there's no rules, just try to survive. And it takes a look at Abram as he tries to survive on this planet, and it deals with what it means to actually be human. How much has humanity changed, and what are the consequences of those changes with this particular story with Drifter #1.
Cool.
And that's the #1s. Do you have another one?
That's the #1. So now
Yeah?
it's time for a question of the week.
Take it up then, bro.
We have just received the word this week all throughout the media of DC's new next big event that's going to be happening starting in April, going through May. You will not be receiving any of your regular DC titles. What you will be getting instead is DC's event Convergence.
Yes.
And so we want to know, with Convergence, what has you most excited about this book now, or about this event? It's going to be a 9-issue miniseries that runs every week.
9 week.
9 weeks. It's 1-issue miniseries that runs 9 weeks.
Okay.
And then it's 40 that 2-issue miniseries that will run 40 in April and then #2 in May. So you've got that going on, and this is taking a look at all of the worlds that kind of disappeared, that weren't heard from again when they reset the DC universe.
Right.
So somehow Brainiac's involved. Did he capture these worlds, these universes, something like that, like he did with the Bottled Cities? We don't know exactly. And then it brings in, do you recall the name of the new
Telos?
Telos.
Yeah.
The new villain that I believe briefly at the end of Superman Doomed you saw.
Okay.
So he's coming in. I think he's taking over this, or he wants to take over this other universe or these other worlds that you're seeing here.
Cool.
So we want to know what you're most excited about that you've seen, and we'll have the teaser trailer or teaser preview up here. They've released just yesterday the one that shows everything.
Right.
And if you can't get a good enough look with us, I'm sure we can put a link up to our website where we'll have the picture as well. So what are we most interested in, excited about that we see there?
When they announced this and they were saying they were going to, Jim Lee is saying, hey, this is all going to work together. It's all supposed to come together. I'm just like, okay, well, I want to see how you're going to do that. I mean, because you have so many fractured universes, I guess you could say, so many fractured dimensions of things that have been going on, and how you're going to. I'm kind of puzzled as to how they're going to do it, but kind of excited too at the same time, because I do want to see what they're going to do and how they're going to do it. So, all this stuff is stemming right out of the weekly series of the Future's End and the other one,
World's End.
World's End. So I don't know. We'll get to see. I don't know. It's a big event.
Right.
It's a lot. That is a lot of stuff to try to tie all together.
And the thing that they're doing with this is you guys won't see any of the New 52 universe during all of this.
Right.
So this has nothing to do with them at this moment. It's everybody else.
It is stemming out of the 2 weekly series that are happening right now. The Future's End and the World's End are
They will end in March, and this will begin. So talk to me about what has you excited. What do you want to see?
I want to see the old Lobo come back and kill the new sparkly Twilight version. And I also want to see the old Etrigan back with his red onesie leotard thing and the purple cape. I want to see the classic characters, that they've tweaked to be, this is the new spin on this character, and it's just like,
the character that was fine that they didn't.
Right, it's just not working for me.
I gotcha.
And Lobo's a great point of that. I mean, the original Lobo is it's huge.
If DC listened to the fans, there is no reason why they would ever have shown this new Lobo, because Lobo is like a Harley Quinn or a Deadpool or a Wolverine. People love him as is. Don't change him. What did you say you were most interested in? Because I didn't hear that.
I'm just interested to see how they bring it all together. There's just so much. So much that hasn't been covered. There's several characters that haven't been reintroduced.
Right.
I'm just curious to see how, if they're going to bring in some of the classics, if they're going to bring them back, how they're going to do that, if they're going to do it.
Yeah. Did you see the picture of Dark Knight Returns Batman pimp slapping Rorschach?
Yeah, I did see that by Arthur Adams.
So I guess for me, it's you see Justice Society right there. I'm totally excited about that, which tells me, I guess, it is not, or maybe in another reality, it is Earth 2, because it's clearly not Earth 2 now from what we're seeing with this. Earth 2 is something else totally different. Now, one of the big theories on all this is that this might end with like a post-crisis convergence of everything, where maybe the DC universe won't look the same. The New 52 universe won't look the same. Totally new characters, totally new, people that we've seen before. It's great being able to get those old characters, the charlatan characters, the JSA characters, people like that in there. It's great being able to see faces that we haven't seen in a long time.
Yeah.
Here, Renee Montoya, the Blackhawks, the real Blackhawks, not the ones they failed at making. Donna Troy, all these characters. That's great. But I don't know how necessary it is to throw Red Sun and these Elseworlds into there that were not mainstay.
Right,
they were just like the Vampire Batman, Gaslight, and all those. I don't know how necessary that is. I guess if they do it well, it will all work out. Now, anybody who's complaining about, and we need to wrap this part up, anybody who's complaining about getting all these issues being too much here, you're looking at 45 books a month with that. That's it. That's less than the 52 that they put out every single day, and right now they're putting out more than that with the weeklies that are coming out, and if you're picking up all those. So if you get a huge chunk of the DC books, you're actually getting a bit of a break here. It's just a matter, and it looks like it'll be one of those things where you can easily pick and choose which ones you want to pick up to read.
Before we wrap this up, I do have a question to hopefully wrap it up with. Did we ever find out, because I'm curious, if the character that the crime syndicate was running from with the recent storyline with the Justice League, there was whoever it was that took over their world was coming. So did we ever find out, is that Telos that took over, that destroyed the crime syndicate's world?
I don't know, but I thought that there was an Anti-Monitor that appeared at the end of all that.
I didn't recall him. It's like they kept saying they're afraid of somebody, and I didn't know who that was. So
okay, we'll do more research and see, man.
So we'll see. You guys, you tell us about what you think of the Convergence event that's going to be starting next year. Huge DC event with lots of ramifications and lots of stuff going on. So if you're excited to see it, tell us below. If you're not excited to see it, tell us below. We want to know what your thoughts are of DC's next major event.
Yes.
Tell us in the comments below. Moving on, we are going to be talking about our favorites. This is the section where we talk about our favorites that are coming this week, where these comics will be at the top of our stack. But first, we're going to talk about our favorite issue from last week. Randy, what was it for you?
Randy, how about you let Buzz do this and look real quickly and see what all you picked up last week? You did not prepare for this part.
What? I don't want to steal yours. Are you doing Birthright by any chance?
No.
I can do it. Because I really liked the Hulk last week, and I really like Birthright, and I really like Nailbiter. So
yeah.
I can really pick any one of those, but we'll just say Birthright. I saw that it was sold out downstairs.
Yeah.
Again?
It'll be-
Birthright 1 was still on the shelf.
Well, that's a second printing now.
Second printing,
Yeah.
but you can still pick it up. I'm sure number 2 will be back eventually.
Yeah, hopefully we'll get
But
more.
Birthright 2, the redheaded brother, I don't remember his name, but he
Was he
talks
Ollie,
to-
Oliver,
is
or something like that?
Aaron, is that
Aaron.
the little kid's name?
Sure.
The one that
Think.
went to the other
Yeah,
world?
sure.
Anyway, he gets to go into the little interrogation room and talk to his brother, and anyway, by the end of it, he's somewhat convinced, but then he's back and forth, so Aaron decides to just chunk a chair at the double see-through window there, and his dad's like, "Your weapons are in there."
I know,
His
like,
weapons
go
are in the
son.
room at the end of the hall, and his wife's like, "What?" Does anybody else want to see her just get? Maybe it's just me.
Buzz did not say
She
that.
just has a terrible attitude. I'm sorry.
Well, you have to think this is a lady that believes that her husband has killed their child for a year now,
Yeah.
and so she's not in the best mindset.
Right. Okay. I'll give you that. She can get a buy this week, but
Yeah.
next time, But anyway, but it goes back to the other world and shows you a little bit of Aaron when he's with I don't even know what you call it.
The good guys.
Yeah.
The good guys there.
Yeah, but at the end of the book,
manipulation.
he's running away from them, and throughout the book, you see the evil
Right.
one speaking to. We don't know if this is Aaron at this point, the barbarian type character that showed up anymore. I mean, it's looking like it could be something else. I don't know. It could be Aaron, maybe not.
Right. We'll have to see with that. Go
ahead.
So I'll ask you this: are you taking Nailbiter?
Nope.
No, you're not.
So Randy's going to be talking about that.
You know what? I think I'm going to have to go with names number 3.
Yeah? Okay.
Yeah, that's what I'm going to have to go with. I love Nailbiter. That was great. But the names, I just like the pacing of this story, and I like where they're going with it. They give you just enough detail all throughout to kind of tell you, this is who the tulips are, and they didn't drag that out. It was just wham bam, here we are. We used to be part of the names now, but we don't believe in what they're doing to get to the ends. Their means to the ends, and the weird, messed up relationship between Katya and her stepson.
Weird.
Very, very weird, and they do a good job of this guy who is in some way autistic. It has to be, and the way he's like cut off from like knowing what socially is acceptable to talk about in public. And so when he's embarrassed, he just goes all out explaining it and working it out in his head. I love the back and forth between them. What's it like being in your head? What do you mean? What's it like being in your head? Kind of thing. And then seeing that the surgeon is a bit of an unstable cat.
Very unstable.
So I like this book a lot. This was a book I was not going to pick up.
Yeah.
And I picked it up on a whim there just because I like Fernanda's art.
Yeah.
And it's been a win for me every single issue so far.
Every issue has been action. I mean, it's just balls to the wall.
And that's
going.
the other thing is Milligan can tell a very slow burn story, and this has been well paced.
Yes. My top 3 from last week would have been Ghost Fleet. I liked Ghost Fleet number 1. I liked Men of Wrath number 2. That was really good. But I think my favorite from last week is going to be Velvet number 8. Because we got to see Velvet kick some butt. And it was awesome and it was gorgeous. Just the whole issue was just a page turner. I was like, what is she doing? She's got her boss. She's got a bomb rigged to him. What is going on? And the way that paced out, I loved that, and it was beautiful. The story, Velvet's just a must get. If you're not reading it, you should be checking it out. Get the first trade. That's out by now. You should definitely check it out.
The one downfall of that book is what our Chris mentioned, that not this Chris, our other Chris, that you don't, unless they tell you it takes place in London, you have no real clue because the wording of everything. In this issue, I guess Brubaker maybe has heard some about that, and I love Brubaker's writing.
Right.
But this issue, he must have had a dozen times people saying bloody in there, bloody this, bloody that, and it's like the English, over there in London and England, is more than just the use of the word bloody. So I mean, it's one of those things that it's acceptable. I think when Azzarello wrote Hellblazer, he had Constantine in the U.S., and he'd never been in the U.S., so he was like, I'm going as best I can with this. So it's, you know, I understand people try and work with what they're given there, but that does show up, and it is one of those things where it's apparent, but damn it, this is still a really good book.
It really is. It really is. Great pace, awesome art, and that's it. So we're moving on to our favorites that are hitting this week. Buzz, what are you looking forward to from this week?
There's 3 horror books coming out this week that I collect. I want to talk about one of them. October Faction's coming out, Ghosted's coming out.
Oh, yeah.
Wytches #2.
Oh, yeah.
I'm going to do my best scary announcer voice on that. If that's okay.
Okay, give it a whirl.
A busload of children disappear in the woods. A strange bite grows on a girl's neck, and the witches are getting closer, creeping from the woods. Be there for the terrifying 2nd chapter of the new smash hit, Wytches.
That was awesome, bro.
I want you to talk this way now all the time.
Bravo, sir. Bravo.
If you read Wytches #1, last time I talked about it, I didn't give anything away. But the first scene, there's a woman trapped inside this tree, and she's calling for help for her son, and her son just comes up to her, and she's like, "Mom, what are you doing in that tree?" She's like, "I've been pledged. They pledged me." And the kid's like, "Pledge, just pledge," and hits her upside the head with was it a rock or a stick or something? But anyway, knocks her back, and then you see all these hands grab her and pull her down into the tree.
That was wicked.
But that's not even what the story's about. The story's about a girl who moves to this new town because of a tragedy that happened in the town she lived in before.
Right.
And just all this controversy about it, but people in this town appear to know who she is anyway. But what happened was a bully from that past town disappeared, similar to the way the woman at the beginning of the story did.
Yeah.
Got pulled into a tree by mysterious hands, and so it's looking like a really just terrifying experience for anybody in this town. And apparently it's following this girl to the town that she's in now. So. Is she a witch? I don't know.
Is she pledged?
I don't know.
That's the So I don't know. That's the question. That's man.
Pledge is pledge.
That was awesome, man. That was worth the whole first issue right there. Go ahead, Randy.
For me, Thor #2 is coming out. I'm excited about this one. Yes, I am talking about Jason Aaron book here.
Lord.
We're going to get to see our new female version of Thor. Just Thor now, not Lady Thor, not going with any of that sexist stuff, just Thor. She gets to battle frost giants for her first official battle. We're going to see how that goes. We're also hopefully going to get some more insight as to who the new Thor is. It most definitely is not the red herring that they threw at you with Phrygia being being Thor. It's somebody else, and I can't imagine, because it would be no sort of connection to it whatsoever that Valkyrie would be Thor. There's been nothing there. That's just like that would be an out of left field thing, and that doesn't make sense to me. There has to be someone that they've shown before, that they've had there before for this. The other thing I'll say, I've been asked multiple times what I thought of the book. Great book. I loved the Odin just as a jerk, and I loved the scene with all that. The things that don't sit with me are like the simple things that Aaron could easily go and do some research on. You have a deep sea lab way down underneath the water. When
what is Namor think of that?
When when a rock busts through the glass on it, that should instantly just crushed everything, and it didn't. And when the water, this is cold water down there, freezing cold water is pouring in. The guy's just like, "Oh no, we've got water coming in," and it's just like he would be going into hypothermic shock with something like that. And then finally, when the frost giants are coming in, they're looking at their sensors and talking about the temperatures are dropping drastically. Well, if they are deep underwater like that, it is cold already. And would not that be turning to ice if the temperatures are dropping that much? I don't know. That was just something
you're
crazy.
complaining about the book you're picking next week.
No. Well, all I'm saying is, like, there are some things in this that were like, this part of it made no sense. That it's an easy thing to go with here, to write about, to do a little research on. going into Norse mythology is not. And Aaron has done a bang-up job with using Norse mythology so far. And so I'm excited to see what else he has to go or tell with that story. I'm also excited about Thor, because we've seen the progression of Thor with how he becomes the old Thor without the arm there and everything. So we've seen all these things. I like where this story's going, and I want to see more of it. Dodderman's art on this was just beautiful.
Yeah. Well, and that just goes to point out that anything can have its inconsistencies.
Yeah, there's some nitpicky things, and it was almost like watching Man of Steel when I watched that with you, and I was just sitting there the whole time. It's a black hole. How is she falling away from it?
Where's Superman's underwear?
Hands were up in the air like
all the time. I was just doing this, and it was not the nitpicky, or it wasn't like he's destroying a city. It was silly things. There's a tornado right there, and he's standing in it. He's not being pulled away like the car's right beside him.
It's just a little thing.
Haven't you seen Twister? All you need is like a leather strap and a pipe in the ground.
Exactly.
I forgot about
Twister's the basis for that.
Don't worry about all that debris in there.
But yeah, Thor is a really good read. Other than little things like that.
All that.
If you don't know anything about undersea life, if you didn't,
Man, Aaron's from Alabama. He don't know nothing.
If you didn't
that.
take science beyond like 6th grade, then you're going to be okay.
That's awesome. For me, Copperhead #3 hits this week. This is a great new series that you should be checking out. We get to see the sheriff, Sheriff Bronson, has already dived into her first case, which is a homicide of a family, and she gets to at the end of the last issue, we got to see her deal with that, and her son that she's a single parent raising a son here in this new place, and he made a friend and did something he wasn't supposed to do, and now he's come across a very suspicious person. At the end of that last issue, it looked like that suspicious person may have been involved somehow with the murder of the family.
Oh, really?
So unbeknownst to the sheriff or anything, when they meet up. So I'm really looking forward to this, because the way that that second issue played out, especially toward the end, where you're seeing this guy and he's helping the kids, but then he may be involved with the murder. That was a nice little twist right there for me. So I'm really looking forward to that, and see what else is going on here at the Copper Mines here on this world where she's the sheriff.
And that might have sounded insincere, but I was really shocked because I had not read that, so I did not know that little twist with him being involved. That's cool.
Did I spoil it for you?
That's cool. Yeah, you did. Smack.
We've had a month and a half.
Batman, you.
What's next for you, Buzz?
I bet this book has never been talked about on the show.
Oh, okay.
X.
No, it has not.
No?
Number 19. What's going on right now in the X storyline is this. Okay, maybe once. But
go ahead, bro.
But the Dr. Hyde has taken X hostage and has skinned him alive.
Oh!
He's experimenting on his skin because it has a regenerative capability. And anyway, he's trying to use it as a product to people to with burn faces and stuff like that. But anyway,
so it's all for a good cause.
Oh, yeah, because the girl in the book has a new face in the beginning, and it shows that she, what happened with her. But at the end of the book, her face starts just burning away. So, but in the end of this book,
mice first.
X is strapped to this table at the end of that book, and he's like, "Don't be a wuss, it's gonna grow back," and he breaks his own arm, and pulls it out of there. Oh yeah, it's a multiple contusion with sticking out. Great stuff. Put on your earmuffs, Randy. But anyway,
I'm okay with that.
But anyway, in this one,
in real life.
Anyway, in this issue, he showed up at the hospital at the end of the last issue, and nobody knows who he is because his skin's gone. So his identity is intact still. So,
okay.
But the one thing Dr. Hyde did do that you just don't do is he took X's mask off. So
before all that, so he knows what he looks like.
Oh yeah. But now he's definitely going to get an X for sure. I don't know if y'all know that he gives people X's and they.
Is it like Zorro?
That means they're dead. No, he gives them a picture with an X on their face, and that means you're X.
Oh, okay, that's what it is. That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
But anyway, this book's written by Dwayne Swerinsky. He wrote a lot of, anything violent. Dwayne's the man.
Yeah.
But yeah, he writes Judge Dredd too. So.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Randy, what's next for you?
This is a book that I didn't think I was going to have to fight someone over to talk about, but I had to take Chris down.
You did. Took me down hard.
Wild's End #3 is coming out this week, and this has now been being shown again as being a 6-issue miniseries here with it. And for me, it looked like with the end of the first issue and going into the second issue that we had our main group of characters. This is who is going to lead this charge, and then bam, that last part of the second issue took me totally by surprise.
Yeah,
like, oh, you're just going to kill one of them.
Outright kill them. What is this book called?
Wild's End. It has animal humans, so
okay.
you're not going to read it. But in this issue, Clive and the others now know about these things. They know there's some sort of invasion happening, and they are trying to escape this before it overtakes the town here. But during all this time, they're trying to figure out, is there any way we can, answers as to how to stop this, this invasion. I don't think they're really looking for answers as to like, where did it come from? They just, that's an after thing. But Clive is a great character. He's basically like taking a Clint Eastwood type character. He's been there. He's seen things.
He's seen things. It's not what you think.
And so I love the book. It's good.
I've been surprised at how much I've liked it. So I'm like, now I want to see what's going on with the next issue. So definitely. Last up for me. What is it? Jumping whispers turn to screams. Walking Dead 134. We had a long dissertation about the last issue. Whenever we talked about it, when it was one of my favorites.
Randy take a dump on it?
He took a crap.
Apparently, I don't understand the concept of favorites because I'm going to do that to my own book right now.
He just did it a moment ago with Thor. He took a crap on his own book.
Looking forward to Thor, and this is what's wrong with it.
I love it, and this is what's wrong with it. That's awesome.
On your book.
But anyway, we got with the end of the last issue, we got to see Jesus surrounded by these people that are actually masquerading as walkers. I tried to get it right. It's Jesus.
You got it right.
It's Jesus surrounded. He and his group surrounded and being attacked by these people that are going all Leatherface on them. That are dressed up as walkers and acting like walkers until the last moment, and striking and killing and attacking them. And so, several of Jesus' crew have been already attacked and possibly dead, with him being the last one standing there at the end of that last issue. So we get to take a look at this issue and see what is going on. Maybe find out who these people are, what they're doing, what their plan is. But ultimately, I just want to see if Jesus survives. I'm sure he will.
Have you seen the cover of this issue?
I did see that. He's on the cover.
And he's standing up.
He was
on water. With a sword.
Yeah, so there was a...
Here's the other thing about them. They aren't just walking amongst the walkers, but they are able to actually kind of persuade and control what the zombies are doing there as they're walking among them. The Leatherface, mask-wearing ones. So it's not just like we're ignoring them, but they can kind of coerce them to kind of go in this direction or do that.
Maybe they'll integrate with Rick's group, and Rick's like, you don't have to put their mask on. All you got to do is just rub blood and guts all over. It worked for us until it rained.
Until it rains, and then you're going to be screwed. But otherwise, until then, you're good.
And they're going to be like, we've been wearing this crap this whole time. This sucks.
I did see a future cover for the January stuff, and it was a cover
of walking there.
No, but it was several of those Leatherface people like peering out, like looking through the woods at like Rick's wall and stuff. But on the back, you can see the stitches. Well, like they had the faces stitched together. I was like, oh man, we're obviously going to be doing this for a little bit. So
for a little bit, and I think one of the big questions that people are asking right now with The Walking Dead is they've moved 2 years into the future here, and I don't think we have yet to see Michonne. So we don't know what her story is or where she's gone off to.
I don't recall Michonne.
I know we have not.
Good point.
We'll see.
Didn't even notice.
Didn't even notice. You're not even reading it, are you?
No.
Yeah, so that's why he didn't know this, folks. That's it for this week, folks. Thanks for watching. We really appreciate it. If you've made it this far through everything that we've had to say and talk and joke about, please subscribe. Give us a thumbs up down below. Don't forget that we are on Facebook and Twitter. You can follow us with the links in the description down below. Thanks for watching. We had a lot of stuff to cover, so we try to get through it as thoroughly as possible and quickly with as few side roads as possible, but even those still happen in these situations. But that's it for this week. Anything else to add, guys?
Mop your brow, preacher.
I just want to say, testify! Reverend Hunter.
There we go. There we go. Thanks for watching, folks. Until next time, read great comics, be safe, take care. We will see you in our next video. Bye-bye.